welcome everybody to my talk today. It will be mostly for new partners. Maybe I can speak quickly who I am. My name is Hans. I am at Odoo since some time. I work now as a partner manager only for German-speaking market. However, before I worked for, let's do that at the end. So what I will give you today is like some tips, some tricks. What can you do in your first year? Is it working like this? So we'll start with some figures, what we see, what partners do in the first year, how it works. I will try to give you some facts, some tips. Of course, it will also some sales strategies. What can you do good to maybe approach clients? Also a bit about prospecting, and at the end I will try to wrap up all of these in a conclusion. So let's start with the figures. What we saw in the last times is like that in general we have something like 7% conversion from a lead to a real contract. What we speak here, or what we mean with contract, is a Odoo Enterprise, Odoo Online, or an SH contract. So we don't speak about community. It's really this, because our active partners also mostly work on Odoo Enterprise or Online or SH. Mostly, of course, with Enterprise. So I think this is not a bad figure, 7%, quite well, because we have a lot of people who really go on the website and they are looking for something. They have a project. They have a need for a new software. So this plays, of course, for us. In the next thing, you can also see that in general, every partner has something like 7 to 8 projects per year. This can be smaller, bigger. I mean, in the beginning, as a starting partner, of course, go for the smaller ones. I think it's, of course, also a bit easier with maybe less development. This, of course, helps. In general, what we say for all the markets, it depends, of course, because I will, of course, hear some voices from maybe in Europe where we have less leads, and in some regions we have, of course, way more leads. In average, it is like 4 good leads or opportunities which come from Odoo, which we provide to each and every partner we have. This depends, of course, also on the size of the partner, ready, silver, gold, on the location, are there multiple offices, and some figures like these. But in general, this is what we saw on all our partners. It's, I think, something like 1,300, 1,400, something like this. So this is what comes every month. It's also good, I mean, if you get them to start, to really try to get experience to know, okay, how can we approach the clients? And this helps you, of course, also to win the first project. Let's go on with some tips, especially like in the beginning, what you can do. So really, these opportunities, these leads, what you receive from Odoo, is of course helpful. Try if you start your company. So if you are not partner yet, but if you are thinking about it, think, okay, where are kind of most companies, on what type of companies do I focus? Do I focus on SMEs? Okay, then I go maybe in a specific region. Look also where other partners are already, because depending how many partners are in a region, depending how many leads we have, and of course this also is then important, how many leads are assigned to you as a new partner. So this is also like somehow a strategic decision, but you can still change it. I mean, speak with your partner manager. He will, of course, help you there. It's no problem. I mean, you can change the location. It has to be also, of course, like a office location, somehow something where you are really sitting. So don't give, I don't know, whatever address it is. Okay. But focus on these opportunities. Focus on these leads, because we have also a quota. So we have a certain limit how many opportunities or leads we can assign to partners, so like to each and every partner. So if you're not treating them, of course, you also get less. So check the partners portal, there you see it. Check with your partner manager. I mean, he will, of course, give you feedback, help you also with the opportunities and leads. In the same way, you have to see is, of course, this inbound sale is of course quite easy. So it costs you not so much, you get it, you don't have to approach very actively the clients. These are clients, these are opportunities where people are really looking for something. So it is, of course, a lower cost, and it should be, of course, at the beginning a main focus. But also try to increase your visibility. So go to fairs, go to events. They are different depending like which region you are. Like go maybe in your contact list, have a look who is maybe looking for something, who needs something. So these could be potential clients, and of course it increases your visibility. Important what we have also since this year is the certification. So I think this is also a nice marketing tool. Even when you look on your country page, how many partners we have, look, okay, who is certified, and of course the clients also do these. It gives like really a feeling for the client. Okay, what is important for this partner? Does he knows what he's doing? Is he focusing on Odoo? And of course, because of these criteria, someone approaches you and not another partner. So try to do these. For ready partner, it is also that you need one certified person, whoever it is in your company. For silver it is 2, and for gold it's 3. So of course these will be more, but it should be okay. It should be not that difficult. Also, what is sometimes important, especially with a bit bigger projects, if you work together with us. So use our services which are exclusively for partners. So Partner Success Pack, for example. The services from our India office. So developers on demand, project managers. This is quite nice. Of course, also the trainings. This helps you always. Depending what Partner Success Pack you book, you can also get some of my colleagues, my technical colleagues, who go with you to a client, to a demo, to a workshop, some stuff like this. This is all possible. This is of course, a certain cost, but I think it is worth. And as I said, check with your partner manager. He will give you some information about it. Another thing is make your references, which you have already maybe from other projects, visible. But of course, also if you win the first project, let's make a nice review, a nice customer success story or something about it. Put it on the website, on your website, on our website. It is nice. It's a good start, and of course clients look for it. And it helps also for new clients because they ask for references, how you did it, what was the project about, what were the steps, and so on. Update, of course, your websites, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever it is. Your personal website, make it really like nice and easy that the client sees what you are doing. We have some SMEs where the decision makers are already a bit older, that they directly see, okay, what is this? How is it helping my company? So this is of course very important. So in general, these are, you can say, kind of the tips and tricks for the beginning, how to get the ball rolling. But important is also, because we have a lot of partners who know a lot of the technical side, the development things and so on, but not that much of the sales side, because you also have to know, okay, how can I approach the client? How do I speak with the client? And what we have, for example, is like, we have in general 2 sales strategies, you can say. One is a low-level entry point, and as it says, it is like really promoting one product feature. So you check, okay, what is the client doing? What is he needing? What system maybe he has right now? And what are the disadvantages? And what can Odoo do better? So in the same way, you can do this, but you kind of focus on one small item, one app, or some stuff like this. In the same way, we have the second one, which is that you really use these advanced strategic enablers. What it means is that you kind of fundamentally change how the client is working. So it means also that you can use consulting services, that you kind of try to change processes, work methods, like really how the day-to-day business of the client works. This is also a good effect because consulting services, you can invoice with a higher rate than, let's say, normal development services, normal support services, or some stuff like this. So this is also good business, but it of course requires also a lot of knowledge. Really a lot of background. Depending on your background, you can really focus there on some industry. but it is of course a market, and as Fabian said, it is, I think, also for the partners a very good business. Here you can see then the overview. So you see in the lower level entry point, you have really like all these things, and you really look for this admitted need. And on this admitted need, you really focus, you really try to get a solution for it, but don't make more. So this is sometimes also like a very short sales cycle, fast implementation, and of course gives you also, let's say, less, let's say, money. And well, let's not only focus on the money, but I mean, it's nice to have customers long time with you in your company, to have also support contracts, to have also like maybe that you migrate them into new Odoo versions and so on. On the other hand, you see here, it is of course everything a bit longer sales cycle. So you have a long implementation. It is of course way more strategic and also way more fundamental. But it is, I think, for you guys also a very interesting business. So in general, how can you approach the client? So we have like some prospecting methodology here at Odoo, where we want to share this with you, and where we think, okay, how we do it, because of course, us in the office in Brussels, we of course speak also with the client, and we try to see what the clients need, how we can help them before we give them to you. So this info, of course, we provide to them. But let's say you start with a brand new client, or like a brand new interested person who is looking for something, and you try to help them. So what you should not do is that you, of course, approach someone who is kind of looking for something, and you only kind of show them what the ERP can do, and look just for the ERP needs. Because I mean, Odoo can do way more. So what Fabian always says is like, try to look for the different apps, and also look for these persons who need, let's say, different apps. Show them also the different apps. Show how the apps are linked. So show them all these nice features and how it is interlinked. Because a lot of clients have, old systems with like different like island solutions, and you can, with Odoo, can really connect them, and you can really show them this wow effect, how easy it goes and how smooth it is also connected. So what we did, for example, here is also, because we of course do a lot on the phone, and I think this is also for you very important, because it decreases your costs. Like at the beginning, really prepare your calling. So important is here, for example, that you design kind of a marketing plan, that you know, okay, what are you pitching at the beginning? What do you tell about you as a partner? When you start as a partner, of course, you don't have that many references, you don't have that many people. You start quite small, but still, you have to be confident, you have to have a good plan there, and if you do this well, I think it works quite fine. Important is also here, identify your target market. Depending, of course, of your location, of your background, also like of maybe some companies you worked before, try to focus there. However, at the beginning, I have to admit, it is not that easy to only focus on one market, because it is also wise to say, okay, the first project which comes, I will work on it. Maybe it's not perfect, maybe it's not working 100%, but it is also a certain learning effect. So you know, okay, I did a project, it is quite difficult, but I can learn from it. And for us, what we as partner managers, of course, experience is the most difficult project is the first project. Whatever project it is, if it's small, big, doesn't matter, but the first one, if you start, it is really critical. And there you have, of course, in this learning effect, you can fine-tune it, and then you can go also for bigger projects. So really target a bit the market, but not too much. At the beginning, is critical to get one project and get this on board. Important is also here to have kind of an ideal profile of the person you are speaking with. It can be a technical person who's calling you. It can be like someone from the sales team who's like looking for something. So really try to have a certain profile depending on which type of person you are speaking with. Important is that you know it. This is of course key. So you have to see at the beginning, ask the right questions, that you know who it is and how you speak with these people. Know also maybe the pain points. See what could be a pain point for a purchaser? What could be a pain point for accountant? Try to imagine yourself what it could be, and then you will hear what they say, and you know, okay, how to tackle this issue, how to give a solution with it, and this of course helps to win. Important, of course, always have good questions in all the senses you speak with the clients, because otherwise the client would say, why is he asking this? It's useless, or he finds maybe that you are not like capable of the project, or you don't know what he's doing. So have good questions there, and these questions, of course, keep them in mind even for a later stage. Even if you don't win the client, maybe he comes back in 2 years. Doesn't matter, but keep the info, and it helps you in the future. So here we see we did it like quite basic. Depending of a service company, for example, 50 to 250 employees. Depending who it is, it's maybe a service manager or HR manager, and he looks for some marketing issues or some stuff like this. So try to make it like this. Try to prepare also a demo. This can be nice, with also like some real use cases. And depending on these, of course, you can really profit from it during the demo, and the client, of course, finds it interesting. Important is also if you call someone to get this connection. How we call it, it's reference calling. So if someone, let's say, wrote you an email or you get a business card, and important there is that you know, okay, who is this? Maybe you get a connection, maybe you know the company, maybe you know someone in the company. Try to get a connection. This helps, this also breaks the ice at the beginning. These are, of course, critical things, because you don't want that you call someone and he feels that you only want to sell him something. So then a lot of people block and say, okay, I don't listen anymore. And this is then, of course, like a no-go. So try to get these, prepare yourself there, discover the client, and discover, of course, also what the client is doing, the sector, typical products, and some stuff like this. Possible outcomes. How we call it is like either you have a hook, or maybe the client has already something, or he doesn't want it now. If you have the hook, important is there that you kind of, try to get the pain, quantify what the financial impact is. I mean, a lot of decision makers need concrete numbers. So they say, okay, how can we do it? And they need, of course, also depending how big the company is, they need, of course, also support from other directors, C-level employees, and so on and so on. So financial impact of your solution is key. So try to get these. And then, of course, like typical question like, why does it happen? How often does it happen? How many missed revenues? This, of course, I mean, salespeople, they go crazy for it. What share of the total revenue? These things, if it's, of course, like only, I don't know, 1%, maybe a lot of people say, but why should I make the hassle of a new system? So see what is the possible gain there, and this helps you, of course, with the client. Important always is here, but this you have to, of course, ask smart. Who is this person you're talking to? Is it a decision maker, or is it like the budget owner? Decision maker is, of course, key. So if you get him on your side, he will look that he gets a budget. But the budget has to be, of course, also feasible. So try to see who it is. Of course, sometimes it can be that it's not one of these persons. So try to negotiate somehow like the power, and that you can speak with these people. So important there is, of course, that you try to get a visit and access to them. I mean, it is kind of the same. You can explain a bit like what happens if he has something or if he's not doing it. Now you can, of course, introduce yourself and try not to fish around for other needs and of course for other opportunities, but keep the information stored. So what we have is like we build kind of a story, you see, for every app. This is also, I mean, nice. I mean, you have to see, of course, how you do it depending on which client. But this helps, of course, so that you directly know when the client is asking you what to say, a quick story. And this, of course, also helps you when you make your demo. Let's wrap up all these things in a conclusion. I think it is quite broad, so bear with me if I maybe forgot some things. But as I said, if there are questions, please feel free to ask. prepare well your calls. This is key. Investigate who is the client, what is the company. In the beginning, keep it simple. I mean, when you speak the first time with someone, try to make it really simple with a nice story. In a demo or in a workshop, you can really dig deeper and really check what is the project. But at the beginning, keep it simple, especially if it's not a technical person. This is, of course, key. Know what is the pricing for Odoo. I know our pricing structure is not the easiest right now. It was easier, but it will change. The same, what is our service costs? I think all the costs in general are fair. I think this is no problem. But also know what your service costs are. Maybe check, maybe you know some other partners, so that you know also, okay, what is fair for your services, for your implementation, for your support, and so on and so on. This is also difficult maybe to find at the beginning. Provide clients with some monthly service packages. These we have a lot because it gives you kind of a steady flow of income, which is quite well, because sometimes you win 5 projects at the same time, and then half a year you win nothing. So try to get like the stable income. This helps, of course. It gives you also confidence, and especially when you have like some people in your company you have to kind of pay. So this is key. Consulting services, it's very good. It's highly valued. It helps the clients, and of course it's also interesting for you. Connect well with your account managers. I mean, we here in Brussels, we are always happy to help you there, depending what client it is. We can also come over to you. I think this is no issue, but it depends, of course, on the project. But we can give you some services, some packages, and so on and so on. And what also is always good is like check the App Store, what apps are already available. Maybe you have a great idea, maybe you can develop something on your own, and this you can sell, of course, on the App Store, and this gives you also some nice flow of income. And the same, I don't know if you heard it from Fabien, these in-app purchases. This is also, I mean, a new thing which could benefit the partners, that they get a steady flow of income, that they develop certain things, which is used by different partners, different countries, different markets. This doesn't matter. Okay. Well, this was so far it from my side. Thank you very much for the attention. So feel free to contact me. I will try to help you, and of course.